Hello, everybody. It's Patrick
And Sarah.
from the board Meeples, and today we're going to go through how to play of Wingspan. If you liked this video, please subscribe to our channel, where you'll find more how to plays and playthroughs of various board games. Thank you.
Wingspan is a card-driven board game for 1 to 5 players. The object of the game is to gain more points than your opponents. You do this by playing bird cards into your player board, laying eggs, and achieving goals that vary from game to game. The play area has 3 face-up bird cards, draw piles for bird cards and bonus cards, and the goal board, which is double-sided. Use the green side for a more competitive game, or the blue side for a less competitive game. The goal tokens are also double-sided and will vary from game to game. Shuffle and randomly assign 1 token per round on the goal board. Nearby is a supply of eggs, as well as food tokens, which correspond to the food dice in the bird feeder. Each player will be given 5 bird cards, 2 bonus cards, 1 of each type of food, 8 action cubes of 1 color, and a player board. Now players will look at their hand and decide to keep 1 bonus card and discard the other. They will also decide whether they want to keep all or some of the bird cards in their hand. But for every bird card they keep, they must discard 1 food token, so players should aim to keep food that matches the symbol shown in the upper left corner of the bird cards they would like to keep. Some birds will have a symbol like this, which indicates they do not have a food cost, whereas some, showing this symbol, can be played using any food token. If there are multiple symbols with a slash, you only need 1 of any of the types shown. But if they are separated by a plus symbol, you will need all of the food shown in order to play that bird card. Next, assign a player to go first. When we play, each player reveals a card from the deck, and the player who reveals the largest wingspan gets the first player token. The game is now ready to begin. Wingspan is played over 4 rounds, and players will take turns assigning 1 action cube to 1 of 4 places on their player board. The actions are play a bird, gain food, lay eggs, or draw bird cards. Play a bird. Place your action cube in the column where you will be playing your bird. Select a bird card from your hand, pay the food cost, and play it on your board in the habitat that matches the symbol on the card. If there are multiple habitats listed, you get to decide where to play it. If you do not have a type of food listed, you can use 2 of any other food tokens to substitute, as indicated here on the board. Later in the game, you will also need to pay eggs, in addition to food, to play a bird. This is indicated at the top of the column where you will be playing the bird. If the bird has an ability that reads when played, you may activate it now. Gain food. Place your action cube in the first free space in the forest row and gain the amount of food shown by taking a die out of the bird feeder. Place it on the table and gain the matching food token. This die face means you may take 1 of either type of food token, not both. If at any time before you gain food there's only 1 die, or all the dice in the bird feeder show a matching face, you may re-roll all 5 dice before gaining food. For the purpose of re-rolling, this die face is its own unique face. If the space under your action cube shows this symbol, you may discard a bird card in order to gain 1 additional food out of the bird feeder. Lay eggs. Eggs are part of the cost of playing birds in columns 2 to 5 of your player mat. To lay eggs, place your action cube in the first free space in the grassland row and place egg tokens from the supply on any of the birds on your player mat, as long as you don't exceed that bird's egg limit. Birds also have unique nest types, which are important for bonus cards, bird powers, or end-of-round goals. A star-type nest is wild and can be all nest types. If the space under your action cube shows this symbol, you may discard a food token to lay 1 additional egg. Draw bird cards. Place your action cube in the first free space in the wetland row and draw the number of cards shown there from the face-up cards or from the top of the deck. When you draw from the face-up cards, the cards do not refill until the end of your turn. If the space under your action cube shows this symbol, you may return 1 egg token from one of your birds to the supply in order to draw 1 additional card. When you complete your action, you'll place your cube on the left side of your player board and activate any bird powers in that row from right to left that show what activated text on the card. Some birds are predators, indicated by this symbol. Some birds reference caching or placing food on cards. Cached food can't be used to pay for the cost of bird cards. Other birds create flocks and reference tucking cards face down under the bird card. Food tokens and tucked cards are worth 1 victory point each at the end of the game. There are also some bird cards that have once between turn text on their card abilities, which will trigger when an opponent performs the action indicated on the card. It will trigger once between each of your own turns when an opponent triggers it. When players have used all their action cubes, the round ends. Remove all cubes off of player boards. Each player will place one of their cubes on the goal board. It will remain there until the end of the game, meaning players will have fewer actions as the game progresses. The green side will compare each player. The player who achieved the goal the most times will place their cube in the first place area, and so on. If you didn't complete the goal, you will score 0 points for that round, but you will still need to place your cube on the last spot marked 0. If there is a tie on the green side, both players who tied will place their cubes on the tied place, and the next place is skipped. The tied players will score both places rounded down. If 3 players tie, then the same concept applies with 3 places instead of 2. The appendix has a description of what each end of round goal means. If you're using the blue side of the board, each player scores 1 point for each time they achieve the round goal, up to a maximum of 5 points. Discard the 3 face-up bird cards and replenish them. Then the first player token rotates clockwise, and the next round begins. After 4 rounds are completed, players will use the score pads and add up all their points, including those from bird cards, bonus cards, and end-of-round goals. Eggs, cached food tokens, and tucked cards are worth 1 point each. Whoever has the most points wins. If there's a tie, then the player with the most unused food tokens would be the winner. So that's how you play Wingspan. Let us know what you think, or if we missed anything, by commenting down below. Subscribe to see more how to play videos like this. See you next time.